Well, good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been well, a little over a week since I posted. I have been working on this quad here. This is the hybrid quad, and I call it that because it's kind of a mixture between the LT450 and the LT250R. We got the motor and chassis of the two-stroke 250R or LTR 250, and I got the suspension. I had to do quite a bit of fabrication work to make the A-arms work and put the plastics on there. See, I have all these little mounts for the plastics that I did. One of the jobs that I did this past week was actually make that light work. I had to make this little guy here, comes on up there, and then the support there. So, and in the back, in order to make the shock work, I had to bridge across the swing arm there, and I just have, instead of the cantilever design on the stock 250, I just made it a straight shock like that, which actually works beautifully. So, the latest bit of work that I did, now it was probably a couple months ago, before I cleaned this up and painted it all, was I took out the pivot point of the cantilever chassis and I just made all straight bars there. One problem that did cause was the pivot point actually bends on in, and which would allow the silencer to come onto the outside. Well, by making things straight like this, I had to make a new mount in there and bring the silencer through here. Now, I don't think there's going to be an issue with the chain coming up that high. There's not that much travel in this rear end. So that'll all work out just fine. You see more of the mounting that I had to do for the plastics. So, in the seat, I mean, everything is off of the 450. So, it is an absolutely beautiful quad, and I have been working real hard the last week to get it ready because I got someone that wants to buy it. I'm selling this thing, and the problem, he wants to come by this morning, and I took it for a spin yesterday, and the rear end was bouncing around a little bit, and I'm like, you know, what's going on with this? And I thought, because that tire's lower than this one, and there is a little problem with, these are ITP wheels, which are really nice wheels, but somebody had drilled them out and for a 5-stud, but they're actually a little wallowed out on the 4-stud location, which is what these are. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bevel them a little bit, and I got these lug nuts there that'll go in there and lock them into place. So that's not going to be a problem, but this is the problem that I am working on today, because like I said, somebody wants to come and buy this thing. Drove it yesterday, it was rough, and well, you know, you guys know about quads, know that you know, that carrier bearing is not supposed to be dancing around like that. So basically the carrier bearing is garbage, and I gotta switch it out for the one that I have here. I had this, and I made a video of this. I had to pull this hub off and that hub did not want to come off, and I had to soak it for a couple of days with WD-40, and I still look at that. I just mushroomed the end, beating the hell out of it to get it off of there. But this carrier is in real good shape, so I'm going to pull that carrier off, install it on this one, so this one's ready to go for the new owner coming later. So lots of fun. I did get this already loosened up here. I had to break it loose there. That was quite a chore. Had to use some 1 3/4 chromoly tubing as a lever and a big pipe wrench, but I got it all done. So I'm gonna work a bit, take this all apart, and yeah, let's see. It's like a ball hop pick crew today, because I got to get this done, get this thing ready to go. But that is a beautiful quad. I'm gonna I'm gonna hate to see it go because I got so much work into it, and it handles so beautifully. But anyways, need the money to, you know, Frankenbuggy, sand car, all these other projects around here. You know, takes money to do it, so you know, got to flip some projects out of here. Anyways, I'm gonna get to work, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So I ended up getting the two big nuts that hold that carrier onto the axle. Got that off. Got a couple of shims there because the spacing's got to be right. So I don't know if I'm going to reuse those or the ones that come off of that. We'll see whichever ones are in the best condition. And so I got to get this carrier to move. So let's see how that goes real quick. That part. All right. Got a little rust in there. I'll clean this all up, and you know, it's a little stiff. Gonna have to lubricate things, but yeah, I'll get that carrier working. Yeah. All right. Now I'll take this one apart and just switch over the parts, and hopefully it won't take too long. Well, boy, I tell you, that was a chore, but I got the big nuts off of this axle here, brakes off of there, the brake caliper. So it's time to, I'm gonna have to pry that across, get that off of there, and pull the chain off, loosen this up, and then I'll be able to pull the carrier out that way there, and then knock it off and put the new one on. Now this one over here, the one I'll be using, got it all cleaned up, and I got it soaking a little bit with some gear oil. Them bearings feel good and smooth now, and when I put it all together, I'm going to pack that full of grease, and so the grease, as it works and heats up, it will seep into all the bearing there, so we'll get some long life out of that one. So that's where it's at. Boy, this old corroded stuff, I tell you, that was fun to get undone. But it's ready to come loose, and then we'll put that new carrier in there. So back in a jiffy. Well guys, I finally got it apart. This side didn't want to come apart at all, so worked on the other side and was able to get that. So this is the carrier that came out, and as you can see, that bearing is gonzo. So I'm gonna put this one in there, and we'll have a nice tight axle. So yeah, this was a pain in the butt to even work on this side. It can slide out either side. I thought it'd be easier to get this side off, but this side came apart pretty easy. So you can tell it's been apart before because I packed all that grease in there, and I'll do the same with this carrier. So all right, let's get this thing back together and take this thing for a run. Well guys, I tell you what, almost got it all together. I was on a roll until I made this mistake. I put those big old nuts on there thinking that, you know, I'd be able to put the rotor back on there, and it doesn't fit. So darn it, I'm gonna have to take those big nuts off of there again and then put the rotor on the hub. Anyways, it's almost done. Unfortunately, those nuts on that side were the ones that were tough to get off, so hopefully the second time around might be a little easier. All right, I'm gonna get on it. All right, guys, something else to look for when you're putting these things back together is the bracketry that holds the brake caliper. They're different on some of these. See that one there and this one here? I got it all together, went to put the brake caliper on. I was like, well, what's going on here? And this one here isn't even, it's not even rotating here, so there's a big C-clip around there. I'm hoping I can just undo that and it comes off, but it was an easy fix because all I have to do is pull the axle out and all right, don't go anywhere, and pull that one off, put the other one on. But yeah, this isn't something I do every day, so like, you know, I'm living and learning quite a bit today. All right, I'll be back, guys. Alright guys, that was fun. Unfortunately this GoPro really doesn't fit though. I tried to put a little towel there to hold it secure, but you know, when this thing's ripping, it just made the camera point to the sky. So sorry about that. We're going. This thing is really flying now. Love it. Things I had to do today. I mean, the last clip I did was this guy here. It wasn't the wrong one. This is more like a universal one. I actually couldn't get that off. In fact, it's supposed to be able to rotate on the carrier, and it's locked up pretty tight. So once I got it flipped around in order to get the chain tension correct, I actually had to shorten this bar here, but it works out fine, so I'm not too worried about that. The problems with the wheels, I just put those beveled lug nuts in there, and I tell you what, I mean, it is running smooth. So yesterday it was jolting around pretty good. I think one of the problems was the wheels, and of course that carrier. But this carrier here that's nice and tight, so we're good there. One thing that was happening when I was riding, I didn't know if you noticed when I was coming back, this throttle would come out and then kind of lodge to the side there. So I think it's just a matter of bringing that boot in a little bit. But yeah, a lot of work today on this thing, a lot of work over the last couple of weeks, but this thing is done, and I tell you what, it is a ripper. I absolutely love two-strokes, man. When they get up on the pipe and just start ripping, I mean, this thing's only a 250, and I tell you what, it was throwing me back. So yeah, it's all done. It's ready to go. I'll get that guy over here, and I'm selling it because I said I want to get to work on Frankenbuggy there, and I got to get this wrapped up. This buggy here, I put all brand new hydraulics in this, and well, the master cylinder turned out to be a piece of junk, even though it was brand new. So I'm gonna take it back and get one of the high dollar ones. This here, we took it out, and we were bench bleeding it. Instead of it pumping out where it's supposed to pump, it was squirting back out of here and stuff. I mean, it never built pressure. It's just a piece of crap. So I'm gonna get a good one, get that buggy going, get it sold. Those two quads there, they got to go because we got projects to get to. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we're moving forward. I know it's been man, almost 2 weeks since I posted, but I've just had my nose to the grindstone trying to get this ready because I got a few people interested in this beautiful thing. Anyways, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one.